Hello everyone, welcome back to another speed paint video voiceover thing. I know I don't update stuff like at all, but when I do, I try to make it very entertaining, which I also happen to suck at. I have with me today Bella. Say hello to the random people on the internet, Bella.
Hello.
Beautiful, as always. So before we start this video, I am going to warn you peoples that this is a style I've discovered while on my art journey is called candy gore. Gore being the key word. So if you don't like anything gore related, or you don't know what candy gore is and you're extremely squeamish, don't look it up and don't watch this video. Go to something else that's a lot more light and fluffy. Now with that out of the way, Bella here is here because I want first impressions. She's never seen a speed paint video of mine before. I don't think.
No, I haven't.
Okay, thank you for being very timely with that. And she also hasn't seen this image. I showed it to two other people because they don't really have time to hang out with me 85% of the time. So they got spoiled a little bit. But Bella gets extra spoils because she gets to help me make this voiceover. I don't know, I'm still new to the voiceover thing, so that is disgusting. I popped something on my back, but whatever. Thought it was a scab. Was not a scab. I went up ahead of time and got the sketch done. Can you see it on your screen?
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to say, to be totally honest, other than, I've been drawing kind of body horror, but not like the really extreme and perverse, disgusting, sexy time type of body horror, just the stuff where like people are missing limbs and it's just cartoony, where it's just got like the ham bit in the bone. I don't go too far with my gore, so this was actually a lot further in the gore realm than I'm used to drawing, to be totally honest. There is usually heads being come off, a lot of drippy bits, and like a lot of the time it's the stomach cut open. And the thing about candy gore that I thought, this is gonna be really weird to talk about, that I thought was really kind of weird but cool, is a lot of the times the stuff spilling out of the body isn't like normal colors. Like,
Yay.
at all. I've even...
Happy fun times.
The only way I can explain this is if you take piñatas, you know, and you beat the crap out of them, and then you realize that those piñatas were like living beings. That's kind of pretty much my description of candy gore. It's really bright. It makes my eyes bleed. I was looking at this stuff at, I want to say 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I literally woke up, rolled over in my bed, snagged my Kindle off of my nightstand, and started looking at bright, fluorescent, colorful pastel pictures of candy gore. And it hurts.
Best thing to do when you first wake up.
No, it is not. I think my eyes are permanently damaged. Oh, another thing I want to talk about. I updated my overlays, or my art overlay. So I've got down in the bottom left corner my little possessed cat skull, and on the top right corner you have more kind of like a cartoony classic tattoo-esque one with a vine, and I had fun with this, by the way, especially the ghost cat.
Yes, the little flame cat. It's so cute.
There was like, I have a really bad, oh, by the way, I'm gonna be all over the place like right now. I should probably explain my concept. So I don't, like I said, I don't do candy gore, and I didn't hardcore look up what it was, thus my really crappy interpretation of what candy gore is. But I kind of have a thing for torture devices and different ways people are, you know, tortured, because I grew up in a very strange place as a small child, very non-supervised by adults, and that was the mistake. Not my fault. So there are nails under hair nails. So you're welcome. gosh, this whole painting was a mess. It wasn't like a whole concept until like the very end when I was done outlining it, because I kept going back and forth. Whenever I draw pictures and stuff that isn't like already planned out, like my commissions, I just kind of see what works, and because it's called Candy Gore, I'm like, let's pull a Katy Perry and give her like peppermint bikini.
Yes.
Yes. Stop. Oh, there's a mouth. It's okay. No, I didn't mean stop. Like, really, I'm being playful. There is a lot that changes from the sketch design. And here I was watching someone else's stream, so I take a lot of pauses. A lot of the sketch does get edited out. Like, I was gonna have her hands out, making it look like she was like tossing the head or just ripped off her head. But then I'm like, but she has nails under this hand now, so now I need a hammer. I took the mouth off because it was too much in that area, and I wanted little space between her arm or leg and her stomach, which, by the way, speaking of stomachs, I have asked several people what my biggest, like, art thing is, and I thought it would be the eyes, but for some reason, people chose belly buttons. So, you look at that belly button, it's one heck of a belly button, if I do say so myself. You know what? You need to help me out. I don't know where to go with this. Start asking me questions. Start interviewing me like I'm some artist.
Okay, what's your favorite part of the drawing?
Oh, wow. Actually, my favorite part of the drawing was the fact that it was really super bright and colorful, and the fact that I'm really proud of it. But the head decapitation and, like, the cutting off of the big toe, all that weird, like, blobby stuff, and you'll see when it starts getting colored in, that it went from, like, cheese colors to rainbows, which was super fun. I'm really oh, and here we go with the intestines. Just take a second to...
Yes, cotton candy.
No, it was... literally everything that was, like, innards was rainbow. And by the way, I don't know if you can notice, but one eye has a peppermint candy thing, and then the other eye is a mouth. It doesn't read well in the final product because I wanted to keep the pastels, and I'm like, well, now this mouth doesn't look like a mouth. And then I eventually got rid of her hair, and wait for it, I do something absolutely adorable. I drew a little rubber ducky.
Oh, so cute.
There's no concept to this drawing other than me experimenting with what I thought would be cool. And yes, the inside of that gets rainbow liquid, which came out kind of cool in my opinion. I've done rainbow-esque liquids before, and so this is probably, yeah, we're coloring, my favorite. Oh, there's a reference to something else. My favorite liquid effect that I have done so far. This was also a chance for me to experiment with my my program, which is Clip Paint Studio. Next question. I can't brain. Oh, there's the cheese.
What was most difficult for you to draw?
Probably the most difficult thing to, like, draw, and I'm gonna include coloring, was actually, like, the intestines coming out. I've never drawn them before for obvious reasons, because, like I said, I draw, like, weird, like, kind of morbid things, but I don't cross the line to where it gets to, like, super gory and bloody. It's just really cartoony and dripping and usually has, like, a story. This didn't, like, at all. I also was fighting between wanting to make your skin, like, this kind of mint versus making it turquoised. I'm kind of happy that I chose mint because the complementary colors and stuff in the end are really good. So all the cheese, by the way, that you see, all that yellow, it goes away completely. I was so back and forth between having to make sure everything was rainbow to when it wasn't. This is literally all nothing but pastels. I didn't even use black for outline like I usually would. I went with a purple. So even the nails, I changed the colors. I think I went from, like, red, blue, and yellow to just all yellow. Because then I started thinking about decaying and stuff. there's a little section of one of her breasts, her chicken breasts, that aren't colored in, and it's bugging me. It bugged me the whole time, and I kept going, I'll get to it eventually, and then I never did. I did do it, but I did it with the shading, and usually I don't do that. The shading on this is also one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's super soft.
Shading is difficult for me.
I hate shade. I like shading, but at the same time, I get like super focused. I want like certain things a certain way, even though sometimes it doesn't make sense. Is this a pimple or a bug bite? Anyway, any other questions? I love the little ducky.
Where did you get your inspiration to draw this?
Literally everything online. Oh, look at my little rainbow caterpillar. Oh, here go the intestines. Yeah.
Yes. It looks so good.
Thank you. I was really happy coloring it. I'm like, I had to try really hard not to put the same colors next to each other, but it still kind of happened in some spots. My little rainbow caterpillar. I should have drawn on the little face on the caterpillar. I love it so much, but I also really hate it. It's so weird. Like, I'm all about the weird and morbid and gross and whatever, but like, oh, look at the shading. But like, this was like out of my comfort zone when it came to it. I think I draw like bones and like missing limbs, but I don't draw like people's innards. I don't know what intestines look like. I mean, I do, but
good
like,
to try something new.
I couldn't help but think they look like Hawaiian Lays. Just
it looks so fluffy.
I know, it was really annoying. I'm like, these don't look like intestines. I don't like the fact I keep saying intestines either. It's such a weird word.
Your skin color is like really pleasing to the eye.
I know. It's like at the very beginning, I really hated the skin color, but I'm like, you know what, whatever. And then at the end, I'm like, oh, this looks really nice, because I also added some really nice yellow highlights to it. Like, the end product is so nice, because eventually I started thinking this looked really bomb as a sticker.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it
would.
If I ever become, like, famous enough to, like, do stickers and, like, figurines and stuff for my channel, I definitely am going to do a Candy Gore pastel goth-themed sticker set.
Yes.
Really?
You can buy sticker makers. I mean, I don't know how much they are, but...
Yeah. Maybe do those for... Oh, here comes this isn't what it's gonna look like in the end. This was just, like, placeholder kind of deal. I do that a lot when I do liquids, is I'll just put placeholders. But I was really, really happy with this. It looks...
kind of reminds me of, like, a female Frankenstein.
Yeah, because of the green. You mean the Bride of Frankenstein's monster?
Yes.
I'm a brat. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this. It was such a fun... Like, I don't know how to feel about pastel goth, because I usually draw with like a lot of dark colors, but for some reason I started seeing this, I'm like, ooh, bright obnoxious colors, I must draw them. Oh, it's so weird. It went from like really weird and gross to like really pretty in like no time whatsoever. I'm so happy with this. I can like cry. Yeah, I was gonna leave her naked at the beginning of this and just like censor things, but I'm like, eh. And then I put little blood rainbow in there to get it a little more depth. I really like the intestines. That's something I never thought I would say. And I
really like the neck.
I do too. I was really happy with the neck and the toe. Like, it gets better because you can see that there's supposed to be like a front and a foreground and a background with the rainbow blood. And then I eventually like darken the stuff that's like in the background, and it looks so nice and three-dimensional. I was so happy with this. I also like the fact that I did the black and yellow construction stripes on the hammer. I feel like it balances a little more because it's not too pastel-y and cutesy.
Yeah.
It gives a little bit more there's so many. The thing I like most about pastel goth is that it's so pastel goth, about Candy Gore is that it's so busy, and like the different elements, it makes your eyes travel from one place to another. I think that's something I feel like I very well achieved, especially with that rubber ducky. We need to name him.
Gregory.
Yes, we'll name the duck. Oh, I should have gave him like a little hat. Oh well, we'll do that the next one. I already have ideas for my next Candy Gore. And then I'm also planning to do a future sticker set where I turn mermaids into like cut up sushi and stuff. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna ask you a question. So far, what has been your most favorite part of this? Like, what do you like so far about it?
The interest.
Why are we so hooked
I really
up?
like the rainbow blood too.
They
It's
look
so
like
cool.
marshmallow. I was actually gonna do that. I was gonna entwine them to make them look like marshmallows, but then I dropped the idea, and I'm kind of happy that I did. All right, so there's the image. Click on it, and you know, so you get the full quality.
Wow, it looks so good.
I know. I added a white outline to everything. If I could change anything.
Oh my God, it looks so cool.
I wish I took a little more time in the liquid in the head and added a little more white.
Yeah, I think you could have made it look a little more
Like-
transparent, like liquid. Your skin color is like really
Yeah.
pleasing, and the shading looks really good.
I'm really happy with it. I like the highlighting. I don't do a lot of highlights, but this might have just changed my game here. I'm really happy. Like, I'm over ecstatic about this stupid drawing. Oh, it was so much fun. This took me so long, though. Like, 3-4 hours.
Oh my God.
But yeah, 10 out of 10 would Candy Gore again. So thank you guys for showing up, listening to my ramble. Eventually I'll write scripts and plan things out, or not, depending on how I feel. So with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Can't wait to draw with you all again in the next video. Say bye, Bella.
Bye.
Bye.